Hi, Mehdi. It's great to have you.
It's my pleasure always, Alif, to be with you. Thank you. Thanks a lot for the invitation.
Thank you. Thanks for joining. And to start, could you briefly introduce yourself?
Yeah, so my name is Mehdi Khamassi. I work at the intersection of entrepreneurship, innovation, and ecosystem development. So my focus basically is on supporting the startup entrepreneurs and helping organizations to build their ventures and move toward a sustainable, innovation-driven business. So I've been involved in the past few years developing with a couple of initiatives that help, again, entrepreneurs and startups to go and scale globally. I do work as well with investors, accelerators, incubators in the MENAT region and beyond. And yeah, so as simple, I'm interested mainly in the innovation solutions, startups, and I'm looking forward to support the emerging ecosystem and to be a part of the innovation ecosystem game, if I may say, in the MENAT region.
Thank you, Mehdi. It's great to have that background, actually. And when someone thinks about Qatar, they often associate with energy and international events. Beyond these, actually, how would you describe Qatar today as a business and innovation ecosystem?
Absolutely, Alif. Like Qatar recently, with all the international events, whether in the sports Qatar 2022 World Cup and as well with the innovation and startup events like the Qatar Web Summit and all other events. So that's true. But I may say that Qatar, it represents much more than the traditional, I may say, strength of the event. It may go beyond that. So Qatar today is focusing more on the innovation, is focusing more on building, may say, like an economy which is based on knowledge or knowledge economy. Qatar is opening doors to the global and international innovators and technology players to come to Qatar and to the region and to start their venture here in Qatar. So I may say that the strategy now is more into opening the doors to the global players to be a part of the, I may say, of the function of the equation here in Qatar and to play a role in all of these, I may say, tech economy revolution and to benefit from it and to build this legacy, hopefully.
Thank you. That's a very interesting perspective. Thank you. And what are the sectors currently attracting the most attention, investments, or growth opportunities in Qatar today?
Great. I believe that there are several sectors, Elif, are getting strong momentum in Qatar now. Absolutely, technology, digital transformation are among them, especially when we talk about artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, FinTech, and smart solution. But also, I may say that we are seeing a very growing opportunities in sustainability, renewable energy, environment technology, healthcare, innovation. And I've been there in Izmir last time, and I've seen a lot of efforts, a lot of research, a lot of work is being done by the technoparks, by the universities, by the young and smart researchers. So these basically were the sectors that they are, I may say, booming and flourishing here in Qatar in the region. So again, as I've mentioned in the previous question, I believe that one of the important, I may say, vertical that the country is working on is the knowledge-based industry economy, which is basically Qatar is moving heavily toward it by creating value, not only through resources and events, as we've mentioned earlier, but also through the innovation and talent, research and entrepreneurship. And for that reason, as I've mentioned earlier, that there are a lot of programs, a lot of initiatives that are supporting all of the entrepreneurs, researchers, innovators to bring the ideas, the companies, and they will find like a very warm environment, a very opening doors to start building here from Qatar to the world.
Thank you. And for international companies exploring Qatar, what makes the country an attractive gateway to the wider Gulf region?
I believe, Alif, that Qatar provides strategic gateway to the region. Now, one of the simple reasons because of its geographic position, but secondly as well to its connectivity. So it's very connected to everywhere. It's a very business-friendly environment, and it has a very strong relationship across the region. And when I say very strong relationship across the region, I mean like the business and the economical relationship, which make it easier sometimes for many industries and many entrepreneurs to start the trading or sales in the region and beyond. Now, the companies that they entering the Qatari market, they don't only access the market, but they also, as you know, they access a border geography, basically by having an access to the Gulf and to the MENA. So for that reason, like recently, we saw a good number of startups, of entrepreneurs coming from Latina countries, coming from Europe, coming from the Far East Asiatic companies or countries, and they came here to Qatar to establish their business. So I believe like for international companies, Qatar can serve as a regional base to test their ideas and to check and do an adaptability test. And then obviously to go for a scaling solution for a bigger market with significant growth potential. So it could be that testing launchpad. So if you have any innovative idea and you believe that it has a room in the region here, so in my very humble opinion, Qatar could be the first step, the first market to enter and to establish your idea and to get benefit from all of the opportunities, resources, support that they've been offered by the Qatari ecosystem. And from there, you look to scale and to expand in the region and beyond.
Valuable point, especially for companies considering regional expansion. Thank you, Mehdi. And building relationship is often essential in the Middle East. What should foreign founders or organizations know about doing business and building trust in Qatar?
I think as anywhere else in the world, and especially in business, like relationship is a fundamental factor when we do business. As we know, like this is like a golden rule, which is saying like trust is built over time. And actually it's built through consistency, respect, and engagement. So foreign companies, organizations, startups, I believe they first should to invest into understanding the local culture. So they need to listen, they need to be on the ground, they need to interact with the market here, they need to understand the need. So now, a lot of mistakes, it happens when companies, they come abroad and the first thing they start to do, they start to propose their solutions without even understanding the circumstances, the situation, the need. And I believe that could be like a fatal mistake. So first of all, we need to build that relationship. We need to understand the need, and then hopefully that the solution or the problem market fit hypothesis, it does work in the economy, in the Qatari economy. But before doing that, even you need to build that connection. I believe that going through that philosophy, trying to listen more, trying to be, I may say, in the first touch, the first line with the local culture. So it will help you to focus on building a very long-term partnership rather than a very quick short-term transaction. You know, the hit and go strategy in this case won't help much in such a market like Qatar. So, and now I always believe that the most successful collaboration, it happens usually when international expertise is combined with local knowledge. So I may put like two underlines on the local knowledge, because again, that's the key. So finding the right partners and investing in the relationship can make a significant difference in the journey of any organization, startup, or any business here in Qatar.
Yeah. Important advice for newcomers to the region. Thank you. And how is Qatar positioning itself for the future? Which economic technological trends do you believe will shape the country over the next 5 years?
Now, Qatar is positioning itself as a future-oriented economy driven by innovation, as I've mentioned earlier. So the keywords will be innovation, sustainability, and again, knowledge. In my point of view, I believe in the next 5 years, we will see a stronger growth in artificial intelligence, like QIA, Qatar Investment Authority. They are one of the biggest investors, for example, in Anthropic and some other AI companies. Digital transformation, again, is taking a very big place here in the country. And now this is not an effort that has been done through the past years, but it's been now for decades. Smart infrastructure absolutely is something that Qatar is moving forward to sustainable solution and advanced industries. Again, I'm going back to an important point that I've mentioned earlier. I believe a major trend that is taking place, and it will remain over the 5, even the next 10 years, which is the talent development. So Qatar is focusing on building future-ready skills among the young people, entrepreneurs, professionals, which absolutely will be something very essential for maintaining competitiveness in the international market, which is very competitive nowadays. So we can say that the future won't only be about adapting technologies, but also is more into Alif. It's about creating an ecosystem which is capable of producing new ideas, new innovations, and bringing new solutions on the table for the local market as well for the regional market.
And thank you. Our last questions. If you could give one piece of advice to a company considering entering to Qatar, what would it be?
So again, I will repeat that. First of all, it's very important to understand the local culture. I would advise just to visit the country, try to speak with the local stakeholder, local partners, and try to build partnership is very important here to try to find a trusted partner that you can move ahead with. Now, it's very important to keep an eye as well on the available opportunity. There is a lot of opportunities, a lot of, I may say, grants, investments, programs, which they are dedicated for entrepreneurs, for startups, and even for well-established organizations and companies. As you've just mentioned earlier in the beginning of this talk, you've told me that Qatar is known by the events. So events could be one way probably to understand and to visit the country. Probably it could be through probably what you do, guys. Is very amazing where you've tried to connect the ecosystems together. You try to now the last event in Izmir was just amazing, where you bring different ecosystems in one place. So this could be an opportunity where companies, startups, entrepreneurs, they could have an idea on what the economies and markets in those countries will look like. So again, just to understand the market that you are moving to, and you try to look for the right partnership and hopefully to work hard for it.
Thank you so much. Great note to end on, Mehdi. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
This was a very insightful conversation like you did in Izmir event. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure always.